In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about writing functions in JavaScript. So first, let me just run this piece of code that I have right now. This is pretty simple. It's no big deal. I've declared a couple of variables, x and y, and then I have a variable called answer, which is equal to x plus y. And here I have an alert, which of course is going to give me a pop-up, and it's going to tell me the value of x, which of course is 2, plus, that's in, of course, quotes, so it'll write plus the value of y equals answer. And I can run it, and no big surprise, I get a pop-up alert that says 2 plus 3 equals 5. All right, now I'm going to put this in a function, and you'll see it's going to behave a little bit differently. Here again is that same little piece of code, but now I've placed it inside of a function. And this is the syntax for a function. You write the word function, and the name of the function I've called myFun. Of course, I could name this anything I wanted to, but I called it myFun because it's, a fun function. I don't know why. And functions have to have this open and closed parentheses here. There can be stuff inside of this, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but you do need these open and closed parentheses, and a function then starts with an open curly brackets, and it ends with a closed curly brackets. And it's customary to line up the closed curly bracket with the function, the beginning of the word function. And everything inside my function is indented a couple of spaces. It'll run if you don't do that, but this is just a nice programming style. All right, I'm going to run my program, and you'll see nothing happens. Why did nothing happen? Well, nothing happened because a function is a little piece of code that only runs when you tell it to run. So I'm going to tell my function to run. Now, this is going to seem a little bit silly, of course, but I'm going to tell it to run by just naming my function. Right, so just saying myFun is going to run this piece of code called myFun. And if I run it again, you can see it says 2 plus 2 equals 5. So that's one way of running a function, perhaps not too exciting. Let's look at another way. Okay, here again is my function, and now I'm going to run it a slightly different way. And you've seen this before. So here I've created a button tag. This is pretty simple. I've made a button, and I'm saying on click, I want it to run my function. That's what this means. When you click the thing, hey, run my function. Okay, now this here, click me, is actually what shows up on my button. See, it says click me. And then, of course, this is the end of my button tag, and I'm going to run it. And of course, my function didn't run yet, but when I click it on click, hey, it runs my function. Is that cool or what? All right, we're going to look at just one more thing relating to functions, so hang in there. In this last example, I want to talk about what goes inside of these parentheses. Yeah, you can put stuff in here. So what goes inside of these parentheses? Sometimes they're called parameters, sometimes they're called arguments, but the bottom line is these are variables. This is information that is getting passed into your function. Yeah, so into this function, I'm going to pass two variables. And here I am again. Here's my button on click. I'm passing the values 2 and 5 to my function. So when I run this now, it tells me, oh, wait a minute, I got to click. It tells me 2 plus 5 equals 7. Yes, the 2 got passed in, and x got set to 2, the 5 got passed in, and y got set to 5. And just to show you this is actually working, if I change these values, if I make this 4 and 5, and I run it again and click, it now tells me 4 plus 5 is 9. We're going to talk more about this later, but basically you can put variables inside the parentheses of your function. Those are called parameters, and that means that information is going to have to get passed into your function. All right, well, that's enough for now about functions. Thanks so much for watching.